Hello and welcome to The Exclusives 2018 An Entrepreneur's Journey. I'm Renika Sharma, your host on this brand new and exciting show on ZTV. It's 2018, a brand new year and a whole new world. From barter trading to cryptocurrency, the means by which we exchange has changed dramatically. In today's millennial rat race, it is all about the survival of the fittest. And on this show, The Exclusives 2018, we're going to be introducing you to businesses and entrepreneurs who capture that essence. We'll be taking you through the journeys of businesses who've grown organically or via mergers and acquisitions to reach the top of their game. Our first guest today is Kenneth Kam, forex trader extraordinaire and best-selling author, who at heart is driven by philanthropy. It is said that opportunity favors the prepared mind, and Kenneth really encapsulates this. And today he stands very close to what he once deemed a vision, which is to be the pension fund for the world. Ken, welcome to the show.
Thank you for inviting me.
Well, we hear it's been an outstanding year for you since you were last on Z. Well, before we go into the heavy-hitting questions, tell us about who Kenneth Kam really is.
Well, I am a forex trader, a currency trader, not exactly a money changer, but I am a currency trader. So what I do is I buy low, sell high on the currency market on a daily basis, Monday to Friday, and that's how I make money.
And how did you get into the currency web in the first place?
Well, it first started with commodities in 1990. In 1990, I was a young man, fresh out of Singapore Polytechnic, which is a school in Singapore, and fresh out of military service because all young males in Singapore, we serve our national service in Singapore. And then came the time where I had to work to put food in my mouth. So I started with McDonald's. I was a French fries expert. And while doing that for a couple of months, I felt disillusioned, and I felt that there is more to being good in French fries. And then I seek counsel from my mom, and she said, go look for a new job. And I said, okay. I opened Singapore Straits Times, and I saw a advertisement in the Straits Times. It says, earn thousands a day, be a commodity trader. I said, yes, that's me. I want to be earning thousands a day. What's commodity about? I don't know, but I wanna be a commodity trader. So I went to a location in Singapore, and I became a commodity trading intern. What happened was, at that time, there was computers, but it was one computer shared with 600 traders, and it was hoisted on the wall. It was a number ticker, and a number ticker will go tick, 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 tick. Every time it goes tick, traders like us, we will roll out our graph paper, pencil, ruler, rubber. We will then draw graphs, and that's how we started as traders. Today with computers, even then with computers, there are traders who are complacent and they make mistakes. So for me, coming from pen and paper kind of plotting, I tend to make less mistakes, right? And that's how I started.
Well, you've really grown from a French fry tosser. What is it like today working for you or with you? What's your business like?
Well, what I do is I will study the market. It's the same as what I did 20, 30 years back. What I do is basically I will do heavy technical analysis, which is looking at the charts for opportunities to buy low and sell high, or to sell high and buy low, because that's how a trader earns money. We make the difference. Right. And I will then scour the markets for opportunities to do in-depth fundamental analysis, news reports, reports from the White House, the central government, the central bank, and then make my decisions on whether this market is moving up or down and catch the waves accordingly so that then I can make the difference accordingly. So this is on a Monday to Friday, 24 hours basis, but yes, I do sleep 8 hours to 10 hours a day, and most of the time it's about study and reviews and the clicking to buy to sell. It's just a fraction of a second kind of thing, and that's what we do.
Right, that's very insightful. So Ken, tell us about your company.
Well, this year has been a wonderful year, a year of transition, as I transit from a private trader into a private fund. So earlier this year, what I did was I established a company in Singapore for the purpose of positioning it as a fund managing company. And then I established a few other companies in other countries, including Mauritius and in Hong Kong. Why Mauritius? Because Mauritius is the Switzerland of Africa, whereas Singapore is the Switzerland of Asia, and Hong Kong is the gateway to China. Right? So these are the three financial centers, business-friendly environments that I choose to be in. And I have set up fund managing companies, coming up with the infrastructure, the people. Currently I've got lots of people working for me, and the purpose in all this is to basically set up a footprint, a network, so that when the market is ready, we will be able to go catch what we need to catch. I think that's the purpose.
That's certainly fascinating. Ken, your growth trajectory has really been something where you've gone from tossing French fries to being the chairman of Ken Foundation and Ken Organization. What advice would you give to someone who's an aspiring entrepreneur?
Well, you need a vision. You need a dream. A wise man once said, if you aim at nothing, you will be successful and you will get nothing. So always aim at something. Aim something high, something that is unachievable, so that when you reach that or reach part of that, you get something instead of nothing. That's a simple advice.
That's a great thought. Steve Jobs once said, your time is limited, so don't waste it living someone else's life. Ken is certainly doing that. When we come back, much more insights from Ken. Welcome back. Ken, let's move on. You have a relationship with UNESCO. How did that come about, and what do you do with them?
Well, in July this year, on the 7th of July, 070717, what happened is I incorporated Ken Foundation in Mauritius. And on the 28th of July, in Mauritius, we launched Ken Foundation and we launched our book in Mauritius. And what happened is I invited a blind Mauritian girl to sing for me during the ceremony. Right. And what we discovered is this blind girl is Jane Constance, and she was the Kids' Voice champion 2 years ago when she was 15 years old. So now Jane Constance is 17 years old. And Jane became UNESCO's Artist for Peace in September. And because of my close relationship with Jane Constance and to the blind community in Mauritius, I became then associated with UNESCO. Now I have a working relationship with them, so much so I will be speaking in one of their conferences in December and launching my French version of the book in December.
Oh, that's quite an achievement. And why Mauritius?
Well, Mauritius is important because Mauritius is the Switzerland of Africa, and it's business friendly, and it's the financial center of that part of the world. And Africa is something that is close to my heart because Africa has lots of people with lots of needs. So that's why we chose Mauritius as the place to incorporate Kam Foundation.
Right. And you always stress on being a pension fund for the world, not of the world.
Okay.
Tell us more about that.
Well, my life's vision and mission is to become the pension fund for the world, not of the world, because I don't feel that this is just a product of the world. But I want to create a product so that then I can contribute to the world. So that's why the pension fund for this world. That's the difference.
Right, that's very noble. A buzzword we keep hearing today, fintech. What is it? Because I don't really have a sense of what it is, but you seem to.
Well, fintech is financial technology. Fintech is big right now because of the use of computers, and especially on the development of artificial intelligence and deep learning. Now we've got computers doing thinking for us, right? So I've got a scientist, an IT scientist on my payroll because I need computer codes to create a trading robot for the purpose of identifying trading opportunities for my traders. So the IT scientist's role is basically to use artificial intelligence, deep learning, using strategies of high frequency trading, and maybe eventually we'll get hold of a quantum computer. And then trading will be very much easier. So I'm setting up a trading firm of the future, not a traditional trading firm. So it's not going to be how many traders you're going to have, but how smart your codes are to help the traders go get whatever profits there are in the market.
So is there a link between fintech and blockchain technology?
Yes, blockchain technology is now the future. We're talking about cryptocurrencies. Well, the difference between currencies that are legit and currencies that are issued by individuals and companies is that currencies are legal tenders. If it is issued by governments, by countries, it's okay because it's known as legal tenders. But if it is issued by organizations and companies and people, it's monopoly money. It's casino chips.
Right.
So you've got to know the difference between cryptocurrencies. Governments are now exploring blockchain cryptocurrencies because it will be the future. We're even talking about banking disappearing in 5 years because of blockchain technology. And why is that so? Well, what is the market talk nowadays is banks are basically trusted intermediaries. With blockchain technology, where you can block the chain of commands between two paying parties, party A paying party B, the chains are being blocked in such a way there is no way to interfere or to decrypt whatever that is being transacted. So with that kind of technology, why would we need trusted intermediaries? So banks need to reposition and think what is the future for them, because this is a technology that could wipe banking industry or disrupt banking industry.
Well, it sounds like it'll disrupt the financial markets of the world as
It
well.
It is already disrupting the financial markets of the world.
So what are they doing to address this?
Well, governments around the world, they're trying to perhaps thinking of regulating it, banning it like China, and then regretting their decisions later on. And financial hubs like Singapore, what we are doing right now is we are not banning cryptocurrencies, but we are regulating it with a light hand, meaning we are monitoring possible money laundering, but embracing the technology as it is, because blockchain is the future.
Ken, we live in such a dynamic environment today with things changing so quickly. Do you think 10 years from now we'll still require legal tender, or do you think the initial coin offerings that are out and about will completely replace what we use as cash today?
Well, if you talk about the evolution of money, money came from barter trades to stones, to jades, to gold, to diamonds, to paper currencies, and to digital currencies. Now we're talking about cryptid currencies, cryptocurrencies, currencies that are cryptid, that you cannot change the value. It's in a ledger. So this is going to be the future. So yes, there is still need for money, because money is a tool that human beings use for the purpose of exchanging goods and values. I mean, we're not going to go back to the days where I have a chicken, you have a goat, and we're going to negotiate how we're going to equate that value. 2 chickens versus 1 goat, or 3, you know, it's going to be a difficult thing. So it's legal tender still needs to be around, but in a different form, in a cryptid currency form. As long as currencies are legal tendered, issued by a government or country, I think it's fine. And I think that's what countries around the world are doing. But remember, if it is issued by an individual, it's no difference from having casino chips in your hands or monopoly money.
Right.
Right? So that's the concept of money in itself. Legal tender, legalized currencies.
And so you think governments are going to have to change regulations and be more embracing of these cryptocurrencies?
Yes, I think blockchain technology, especially smart contracts, will change the world and make this world a better place, where everyone will then use the technology for advancement of humankind.
Kenneth, I think we owe you a break after all this talk on technology and regulations.
Okay.
When we come back, we're going to get a quick glimpse into Kenneth's quick thinking abilities. Welcome back to our conversation with Kenneth Kam. Ken, in your last book, you wrote that the term equilibrium means the equality of distribution. Tell us more.
Well, the title of my book, The Equilibrium, Training the Money Mindset. Why did we choose this title? Is because life is a balance. It's about working hard, playing hard. It's about me as a trader. In order to trade well, I must live well, I must eat well, I must rest well. Because if I don't take care of my body is not going to take care of me, and I will not be able to trade. So, equal distribution, a good balance, equilibrium. And if you read more about my book, you will know that my book is big on mindset mastery. And why is mindset mastery important? What is mindset mastery all about? Mindset mastery is the ability to switch on and off your emotions, your fear, your greed, our procrastinations, our human failings. So as a trader, with that ability to switch on and off the emotions, I would then be able to trade well. So is this book about trading strategies? No. This book is about an insights of a trader discovering mindset mastery, achieving equilibrium. So this book will be great for anyone who wants to know about mindset mastery. Doctors, lawyers, teachers, mothers, fathers. So once they learn about equilibrium, they will be the best that they can be forever.
And is this something you taught yourself, or did someone advise you and guide you through this process?
I was on a search of how do we manage our emotions and everything, and I attended a course with Landmark and a few other courses, and I read books about it, and I discovered that, hey, you know, it's so easy to just turn on and off, you know. Yeah, that's so simple.
That's amazing. So what do you do in your downtime?
Downtime meaning?
Meaning when you're not working, when you're not Kenneth Kam, the trader, what are you doing?
I rest, I go for a break, I travel, I escape from trading because staring in front of those screens for long hours is not fun. And you know, it's good to take a break to play, so that then I can work more. Equilibrium, right. Again.
Yes, yes. And Kenneth, tell us who inspires you?
Okay. Well, my mom is my greatest inspiration. I mean, this book is dedicated to my mom. Why? Because I was at the rock bottom of my life a couple of years back. And she was the one that told me, Ken, don't give up. And because of her advice, I held on, I never give up. And today I have my successes because of that simple advice. Words kill, words actually sometimes save you. So my mom saved me. And mom was the one that gave me my values in life, my thinking. She taught me how to speak when I was young. So I'm indebted to my parents, not just my mom, my father too.
Ken, you've mentioned this pension fund for the world a few times. Why is this so important to you?
Well, Elon Musk last year mentioned that robots are replacing humans in factories, and we should explore this concept of a basic universal income. And then Bill Gates, a couple of months later, mentioned that we should explore taxing the robots, because robots are replacing humans in factories. And then this year, Mark Zuckerberg, the founder of Facebook, mentioned that we should now, as a humankind, explore basic universal income, because we have the capability, the infrastructure, the financial ability to do so. We only lack the will. Well, every one of these great people mentioned about basic universal income. None of them showed us how. With the pension fund for this world, this is a simple way to provide basic universal income to as many people as possible in this world. I will be just one player. There will be many more players who are inspired by this concept of basic universal income, and will do similar to what I do. Governments could also provide basic universal income, but they need to tax people. What are they going to do? Tax people to death? Right? So players like me, we could provide a private organization kind of a solution to this. And why is basic universal income important? Well, with the ability to have enough money to pay for your rent, your food, your traveling, to survive for all human beings on earth, why would there be war? Why would there be strife anymore? There is no need for war, for strife, because distribution of wealth is now basic, universally distributed around the world. And of course, if you want more money, if you want more luxurious life, work for it. But the concept of basic universal income is something that I think humankinds are ready for. And with the onset of technology, especially blockchain technology, micropayments, I am happy to let you know, yes, we are looking at the crossroad of what money is in the future, and we are looking at the crossroad of human species, going into the next step of pursuing what we want to do rather than what we have to do to stay alive, because by then basic universal income would have covered everyone.
Well, I look forward to the day when your vision is a reality.
It's coming. It's coming.
And you mentioned you hit rock bottom.
Yes.
What attributes do you have that you think allowed you to crawl out of that rock bottom scenario?
Well, perseverance, having a vision. See, when I hit rock bottom, it was because of my age. I was an overpaid professional, and no one wanted to hire me when I was 45, middle age. And because they could actually get younger people at a cheaper salary, and I was outcompeted. So naturally, I was retrenched 5 years ago when I was 45 years old. And when I was retrenched, what happened was I had to fend for myself. And to fend for myself, because I was already trading part-time for 20 over years, I decided, hey, why not do trading full-time? So I took up 10,000 of my savings and I started trading, and that's how my portfolio grew from then, and I never looked back from then. So I discovered that I could give myself a fixed return from my trades, and later on, when I had clients, I realized I could give a fixed return to my clients. What's so difficult about giving a fixed return to pensioners in the world, retirees in the world? And that's why I have this plan to become, this vision to become the pension fund for this world. Because then I could give a fixed return to pensioners, retirees, and families who want to save in this world.
Are you ready to have some fun and test your wits?
Sure, let's do it.
All right, name a song about the Big Apple.
Frank Sinatra, New York, New York.
If you had to pick the eighth wonder of the world, what would it be?
Einstein once said, the eighth wonder of the world is compounding. He who understands it gains from it. He who doesn't pays it.
I certainly don't. Which country has the world's largest population, India or China?
China, they make babies.
In Russia, there are 9 million more women than men. True or false?
Oh, really? I would think true.
True. An individual who gives generous amount of donations to a good cause is called a?
Philanthropist.
That's right. Who said this? If you can't feed 100 people, just feed one. Mother Teresa.
Mother Teresa.
Oh, you got it. I didn't even have to give you options. Finish the sentence. Charity begins at?
Home.
When was the first Nintendo released? 1975, 1985, or 1995?
1975.
You got it. Ken Master, Ryu, and Chun-Li are from a game called?
Ken Master. Street Fighter.
That's right. Ken, you played an amazing game. We wish you all the best in your future endeavors, and thank you for being on the show.
Thank you so much.
Thank you for watching the first ever episode of The Exclusives 2018. Before I sign off, we'd like to thank our venue partner, Rembrandt Hotels Bangkok. This is Renuka Sharma signing off, and see you next week for more inspiring journeys.